Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're breaking down a really big idea.
All right, let's just jump right in with the question. Think about the stuff you own. What if that coffee cup you're holding wasn't just for, coffee? What if it was actually a passport to a global community?
I know, it sounds a little out there, right? But that powerful idea is the absolute core of the TempoSense Goods project. We're talking about transforming everyday items into symbols of a shared cultural identity. And let me be clear, this is not just about selling merchandise.
Okay, so let's get into it. Section 1, more than merchandise. And really, the whole point here is making an invisible culture visible. It's about building a real, tangible infrastructure for a passion that people share.
And this is where you see a huge shift in thinking. On one side, you've got merchandise. It's passive, right? It's a souvenir, something you just buy. But on the other side, you have a taste symbol, and that's an active signal. It's not about what you buy, it's about what you belong to. Big difference.
So, how does a simple object become this powerful symbol of identity? Well, that brings us to Section 2. It all comes down to something called the power of silent communication.
This idea of silent communication is absolutely key. It's all about how objects can act as unspoken social signals. You see it all the time, right? Someone's carrying a yoga mat or they have a very specific kind of coffee gear. You instantly know something about their lifestyle, and they haven't said a word.
So a TempoSense symbol is designed to work on so many levels. Yeah, it's an unspoken social signal, for sure, but it's also a badge of achievement. I mean, imagine having a sticker on your phone that says, Taste Evaluator Level 2. That's showing off some serious expertise. Plus, it can be a practical taste tool that actually enhances your experience. And of course, it all ties back to being a clear sign of community membership.
And all of this leads us to our next section, number 3, the silent global network. This is where we see how one little symbol can unlock an entire worldwide community.
So picture this. You're sitting in a restaurant in France, and you spot someone across the room with a TempoSense pin on their jacket. Instantly, you have a connection. You don't need to speak the same language because you already share a language of taste. That's the vision here. These goods are like keys to a global community, totally blowing past language and borders. Okay, so how does this actually happen? Well, it all follows this really cool core formula. Step 1. It all starts with your personal taste identity. Step 2. You show that identity off with a symbol, the goods. Step 3. That symbol connects you to a community. Step 4. The community then strengthens and grows the culture. And finally, Step 5. That whole culture transforms into a visible economy. That 5-step process, that's the engine that's going to turn a personal passion into a global force. But okay, these are some pretty big, abstract ideas, right? How do you make them feel accessible and fun? Well, that's where Section 4 comes in. Characters as cultural compressors. It's all about giving a really complex philosophy a friendly face.
And we're not just talking about cute mascots here. The term they use is cultural compressors, which is so smart. They're literally designed to take these complex philosophies and compress them into something memorable and easy to understand. So when you see a character like the Taste Guide or the Taste Scientist, they're not just decoration. They actually embody the core principles of the whole ecosystem.
And get this is a super long-term vision. The IP is designed to be lifelong. The idea is that these characters adapt and grow with you. So you might start as a junior gourmet just learning the ropes, and the characters will be there with you all the way until you become an adult expert who's giving back to the community. How cool is that? So what actually gives these symbols their power? I mean, why should anyone care about a pin or a sticker? Section 5 explains it all. It's because they're powered by an ecosystem. See, the goods aren't the starting point. They're the end result of a much, much larger system that people already trust.
Everything rests on this foundation of trust. That Taste Evaluator Level 2 sticker we talked about, it only means something because there's a really rigorous, respected certification system behind it. And it's all supported by rich stories from movies and shows, a deep education system for all ages, and those practical taste tools that genuinely make your sensory experience better.
And look, while this vision is massive, it's not just a dream. It's grounded in a real business plan. We're talking a current valuation of around 3.5 billion Korean won. And the key thing to remember here is that this is just the beginning. This is the seed for a much, much bigger platform.
All right, let's bring it all home. Section 6, the final stage, is where everything we've talked about comes together.
This is the taste symbol economy, and it's described as the ultimate taste culture amplifier.
This is it. This is the crucial final piece of the puzzle. The goods business isn't just about selling things. It's the accelerator. It's the thing that takes all that invisible culture built up through education, AI, and content and makes it tangible. It makes it visible. It makes it real.
And it all boils down to this incredibly powerful shift in perspective, transforming taste from a consumer good into a cultural asset. Think about that. You're not just a consumer buying a thing anymore. You're an investor, a participant, displaying a piece of a culture you helped build.
Which brings us right back to that ultimate vision, and the really provocative question at the very heart of this whole project. What happens when an entire culture becomes visible? It's really about turning everyday objects into a map of a whole new world. A world connected not by lines on a map, but by the things we love and the tastes we share.